In every single moment, we are accumulating a tremendous amount of information and experience. Now, what we do or respond and react to this information that we accumulate, let's call this influence. I'd like to take this time to discuss how external factors influence our minds, influence the contents of our minds, and how our response to this really has a huge impact on our life and the turns our life takes. Now, you'll notice that different people are perhaps influenced by different things, whether it's the news, the media, whatever's going on in the mainstream, or whatever form of expression in life. Different people are influenced by different things. And the reason for that is solely based on the level of identification we have with the content of our minds. So if you really like carrot cakes, when you walk by and you see an advert of a carrot cake, there's a very strong chance that you would want carrot cake for dessert that evening. And so the question here is, where does the constant bombardment of expressions and information that we receive from the media and even from ourselves the whole time, where does this leave us? Are we constantly swayed in many different directions? Do we know where we are going? And very often this is the reason why we sometimes feel lost. We try to sort of walk and chase after each bit of influence or each bit of idea that is represented in front of us. And this creates a very high level of instability. And it's just really a spiral downwards from there. And so I'd like to take this time to bring our awareness not only to what it is that influences us in our life, but also to the degree of influence. You'll find that if you adhere to a certain ideology or a belief system, that if someone challenges this ideology or belief system or says something negative about it, you may perhaps feel hurt. And this is because of the high level of identification with that particular belief system. But if someone said something else about a completely different belief system that you may not adhere to or don't even care about, you simply won't care. You won't be hurt by that. But then someone else will, because they once again identify with that belief system. And so understanding the degree and the level of identification we have to the contents and the information and experience we have gathered over this time in this life, we will receive a higher level of autonomy in deciding what we want to be influenced by and what we don't want to be influenced by. And this in turn gives us a higher level of stability, emotional stability, psychological, mental, spiritual stability, and it's a spiral upwards. Now, some of you can say, yeah, I won't get influenced by, let's just say, adverts on TV. And you can really challenge this, because if that was really the case, if you don't get influenced by adverts, if they don't at least enter your mind in some way or form, then companies wouldn't spend billions and billions of pounds and dollars on these adverts to begin with. And so essentially, if you have a certain goal in mind, where let's just say you want to go to the gym on a regular basis and you have a certain goal you'd like to reach, the very obvious thing you could do, or to use this autonomy that I'm talking about, you would decide to spend more time with people that go to the gym on a regular basis and really crafted the art of going to the gym. And so essentially you will be influenced by that. So we can call this positive influence. And then perhaps maybe spending time with people that don't go to the gym and eat lots of fast food and lots of sweets that you aren't in alignment with because you've decided you wanted to go to the gym, this we can call as negative influence. And so I really wanted this to be a sort of reminder that you have the power to choose. You can choose who you want to spend time with, what you want to watch, what you want to listen to, what you want to eat, and whatever it is that you want to expose yourself to. And so it helps to really try and imagine what the greatest version of yourself would be. Because the greatest version of yourself can be taken there with the right level of exposure and the right level of expression and output and input and what it is you do in every moment. And so you will naturally be able to see a drawn out map of where you need to be, what you need to do, what things you need to cut out, what things you need to include when you imagine what it is to be the best version of yourself. So imagine what the best version of yourself would be. And I'd like you to share with me perhaps one quality that this version would have. Is it a high level of honesty, a high level of generosity, quitting certain things, whatever it is, let's hear it. To summarize this whole talk into a few lines, it would essentially be that you are what you eat. And it's not just what you eat through the mouth, it's also what you eat through your senses. It's what you decide to look at, what you decide to listen to, what you decide to smell, what you decide to feel, and every other form of exposure you want to put yourself in, because that will dictate where you will be going.